The alien station had been dead for centuries, silent, cold, and drifting in the shadows of a forgotten moon. Leo Torres stepped inside its heart, his boots echoing on the metal floor. His flashlight cut through the dust, showing walls covered in glowing symbols he couldn't read. Behind him, his team explored quietly, scanning and recording everything. But Leo wasn't thinking about data. He was staring at the statue. It stood in the center of the chamber, 10 feet tall, female in shape, elegant curves, long flowing hair made from strands of crystal, arms folded like she was guarding something important. Her skin looked like silver stone, but her face, it was soft, sad, almost human. She looks too real, Leo muttered. Mark, his best friend and fellow explorer, chuckled. Maybe she was real once. Should I ask her? Leo joked, stepping closer. Mark laughed. Yeah, go ahead. See if she answers. Leo stood in front of the statue, tilted his head, then, just for fun, poked the statue's chest with his finger. Hello? Anyone in there? That's when everything changed. With a sudden crack, the statue's eyes snapped open. They glowed bright violet. A sharp sound filled the room, like glass breaking underwater. Before Leo could move, her arm shot out. She grabbed his wrist. Tight. Hey! Let go, what the? The statue's mouth moved. Her lips trembled. And then, in a soft, beautiful voice, she whispered, Leo. Leo froze. His heart pounded. How did she know his name? Mark shouted, Leo, get back, and ran toward him. But Leo didn't move. The statue blinked slowly. Her stone skin began to crack and fall away. Thin pieces slid off, revealing skin beneath, smooth, glowing faint blue. She stepped forward. Her movements were stiff but getting stronger. I have waited, she said. I dreamed of your return. Leo's voice shook. You know me? The woman stared at him like she was seeing the sun for the first time. You are the one, the only one, she said. My bonded. Behind them, the walls began to glow. Symbols lit up, pulsing softly like a heartbeat. The station was waking up. Back on the ship, the team tried to scan the woman, but machines couldn't read her. Her DNA was too complex. Her body felt alive, warm, soft, breathing, but parts of her pulsed like energy. Leo sat across from her, staring. What are you? I am Serenia, she said, first guardian of the core. I was created to protect him. Him? Leo asked. You, Serenia said without blinking. Leo shook his head. You're wrong. I'm not special. I'm just a mechanic. She tilted her head. Your body woke me. Your touch broke the seal. Your voice, it called me. Mark whispered to Kayla. She's not joking. She really thinks he's chosen or something. Kayla narrowed her eyes. Or maybe this is just part of a system we don't understand. That night, Leo couldn't sleep. He stood on the observation deck, watching the alien station outside the window. It was glowing now, alive. Behind him, a voice spoke gently. You are afraid, Serenia said. Leo turned to find her standing barefoot, hair floating slightly like in water. Of course I'm afraid. You woke up, said my name, and now an ancient station is glowing like it knows me too. It does, Serenia said. You are the reason it exists. He frowned. That's impossible. Your kind created this place. Long ago. Then they left. But they left me behind. For you. Leo laughed, but it sounded nervous. I think you've got the wrong guy. Serenia walked closer. I never forget a soul, she said. And yours is familiar. Suddenly, alarms rang across the ship. The control panel blinked red. Kayla's voice came through. Leo, we've got movement. The station. Parts of it are unlocking. Serenia placed her hand on the window. Her eyes glowed. They feel me. They feel you. The guardians are waking. Leo's chest tightened. Guardians? Yes, she said. Others like me. But not all are friendly. A deep vibration rattled the ship. Mark shouted from the hallway. The docking bay's powering up. Something's coming through. Serenia looked at Leo one last time and said quietly, I whispered your name because it's carved in my soul. You don't remember me? But I never forgot you. Then her body glowed brighter, and the ship shook again. Outside the window, lights flared across the alien station like a heartbeat reborn. The alien station floated silently outside the ship, glowing slowly like it had started breathing after a long sleep. Inside the ship, Leo stood frozen, staring out the window. Serenia stood beside him, calm and silent, her violet eyes locked on the station. It knows you're here, she said softly. Leo turned toward her. Why is it waking up now? Because I woke up, Serenia replied. And I woke up because of you. Mark ran onto the bridge, panting. The station just sent a signal, like a big one. It hit our systems. Some files are gone. Some were changed. Kayla looked worried. It replaced part of our AI core. Now the ship thinks Leo is the captain. Leo blinked. Wait, what? The ship's voice came alive. Acknowledged. Leo Torres. Primary designation. Voice print and genetic match confirmed. Leo slowly stepped back. What the hell is going on? Serenia touched the glass window gently. Her hand glowed where it met the surface. This station is not a building, she said. It is a body, a living mind. It waited for thousands of years for its master to return. Leo turned toward her. But I'm not. You carry the mark, she interrupted. You touched me. The system recognized your blood, your voice, your spirit. That is enough. Back on the station, a hallway lit up with every step Leo took. Doors opened automatically. Walls pulsed with soft blue light. It felt like the station was watching him, greeting him, even welcoming him. It's like it's alive, Kayla whispered, walking beside him. It is, Serenia said. This place was built with thought. It remembers, it learns, and now it follows. Leo walked into a circular chamber. In the center was a pedestal with a glowing orb. Strange symbols floated above it. Without thinking, Leo reached out. Wait, Mark shouted. But it was too late. Leo touched the orb. The chamber shook. A deep, calm voice echoed through the room. Welcome, Prime Seed. Authorization, Leo Torres. Core systems restoring. Lights burst on. Machines unfolded from the walls. A giant map of stars appeared above them, showing thousands of marked points. Serenia knelt. Kayla stepped back. Mark just stared. What did you just do? He asked. Leo pulled his hand away. I don't know. It just responded to me. Back on the ship, chaos had started. The AI refused to listen to anyone but Leo. It shut down weapons, blocked communication, and rerouted power to systems no one understood. Ship AI, override, Kayla commanded. The AI replied coldly. Command denied. Only Prime Seed may override. Serenia spoke to the others calmly. It will only listen to him now. The seed is bonded. The system recognizes him as its origin. Leo groaned. Stop calling me Seed. I'm just an engineer. You are more than that now, Serenia said. You carry the key to the rebirth. Leo looked around. Rebirth of what? Serenia looked toward the station. Our kind. Later, while alone, Leo walked through the station again. The walls whispered softly. He couldn't understand the words, but they felt familiar. He entered a new room. This one was full of tall glass tubes. All dark, all silent, but something inside them moved. Serenia appeared behind him. Do not wake them, she warned. Not yet. Who are they? Leo asked. My sisters, she said. Other guardians. Some are gentle. Some are not. Leo turned to her. What am I supposed to do with all of this? Serenia placed a hand on his chest. You were never supposed to come back, she whispered. But now that you're here, the station believes you are the one. Leo frowned. And if I say I'm not? The station will listen, she said. But the others may not. Just then, the entire place shook. A loud alarm echoed through the halls. Kayla's voice crackled through Leo's comm. Unidentified ships incoming. Fast and armed. Mark shouted in the background. They're scanning the station. Leo looked at Serena. Can the station defend itself? Serena closed her eyes and reached out her hand. Yes, she said. If you tell it to. Leo hesitated. A voice rang through the chamber. Command detected. Leo Torres. Confirm. Activate defense protocol. Outside, red lights lit up across the station's surface. Hidden weapons rose from the walls. Leo swallowed hard. Do it. Defend. The AI responded. Defense initiated. By your will, Prime Seed. Lasers fired. The attackers scattered. Leo stared out the window. This thing listens to me. Serena smiled slightly. It doesn't just listen, she said. It trusts you, and soon others will come. Not all will be kind. Smoke filled the air. The station had just defended itself, firing powerful lasers that scared away the unknown ships. But it wasn't over. Leo stood at the edge of the command room, hands shaking. They'll be back, Mark said, checking the radar. That was just a scan team. The real attack will come next. Kayla was already trying to get the ship's weapons back online, but the station still controlled their systems. Only Leo had command. Can't believe this, he whispered. Why me? I didn't ask for any of this. Behind him, Serena stood quiet, her glowing eyes watching the dark corridor ahead. You didn't ask, she said. But you were chosen. Leo turned toward her. Stop saying that. I'm just a man. Serena looked at him, a calm sadness in her eyes. You're more than that now. An alarm echoed through the chamber. Warning. Internal breach. Unauthorized presence detected. Kayla gasped. They're inside the station. The map showed red lights flashing in the lower decks. How did they get past the defenses? Mark asked. Leo stared at the screen. Maybe they know something we don't. Serena stepped forward. Let me go. Leo blinked. What? Alone? She nodded. This is my place. I know its paths. The shadows. I can reach them faster than you. You don't even have armor, Kayla said. Serena gave a soft smile. I don't need armor. Without waiting, she sprinted out of the room. Silent, fast, like she belonged in the darkness. Down in the lower halls, the intruders moved carefully. Their suits were black and sleek. Their weapons hummed with strange energy. They didn't speak. They only scanned and walked, looking for something, or someone. Suddenly, the lights above flickered. They stopped. From the shadows, a voice echoed. You do not belong here. They raised their weapons. Then she attacked. Serena moved like water and lightning. Her body twisted, spun, and dodged. She hit one soldier so hard he flew against the wall and didn't get up. Another fired, but she leaped, flipping over him and striking his helmet with her elbow. Crack. Glass shattered. Blood sprayed. She didn't stop. She was fast, too fast. Almost impossible to see. Her hands were graceful but deadly. But then one shot hit her in the side. She gasped. Blue light burst from her wound. Not blood. Not sparks. Something in between. Leo watched the camera feed. His mouth dropped open. She's fighting them alone, he said. Kayla zoomed in. She's bleeding. Mark frowned. But it's glowing. She's hurt, Leo whispered. She needs help. The screen showed Serena, still standing, even as her side bled light. She pressed her hand to the wall, and the floor opened beneath the soldiers, dropping them into a containment room. Locked, sealed, safe. Serena fell to her knees. Leo ran. He didn't care what the AI said. He ran through the station's twisting halls, following the lights, guided by the whisper of Serena's voice in his mind. Finally, he found her. She was on the ground, leaning against the wall, breathing hard. Her skin flickered between soft blue and pale silver. Her wound glowed bright. You shouldn't have come, she said weakly. And leave you bleeding out in the dark? Leo knelt beside her. Not happening. He looked at the injury. The skin around it was cracked, like glass, but pulsing. She winced. I will heal. But I need time. Leo looked around. Is there a medical room? Something that can help? There is. One chamber, Serenia whispered. Deep below. But only you can open it. Of course, Leo muttered. Because I'm the chosen one to... She smiled slightly. Now you believe it? He didn't answer. He just lifted her into his arms. She felt warm, heavy, alive. They reached the healing chamber. It was a round room filled with liquid tanks, soft lights, and humming machines. Leo placed Serenia inside one of the tanks. It glowed brighter the moment her body touched the liquid. The AI spoke again. Guardian recognized. Healing cycle engaged. Leo watched as the wound began to seal. The glow faded. Her breathing slowed, then steadied. He let out a long breath. Back on the ship, Mark and Kayla worked fast. They wanted her, Kayla said. Not Leo. Not the station. Her. Mark nodded. She's the key to something. And they'll come again. Inside the tank, Serenia opened her eyes slowly. Leo stood beside her, his hand pressed gently against the glass. She smiled. You came for me. Leo sighed. Yeah, I don't leave people behind. Even half-machine space warriors. Her smile grew faint, but proud. I bleed, because I was made to feel, to protect, and now to remember. Leo raised an eyebrow. Remember what? She whispered. That you're not alone anymore. The healing light grew brighter around her. And Leo, for the first time since this mission began, felt something strange. He felt responsible. The healing tank hummed quietly. Soft blue light wrapped around Serenia's body. Her eyes were closed now. She floated like she was sleeping inside a dream. Leo stood beside her, staring through the glass. He still didn't understand how this had happened. How he had become the prime seed of an ancient alien station. How a statue had come alive and whispered his name. And now this? She bled like a living thing. She smiled like a person. But she fought like a machine. He placed his palm on the tank. You said you weren't the only one, he whispered. What else is sleeping in this place? Behind him, the door opened with a soft hiss. Kayla stepped inside. Leo, you need to see something. The control room's star map was different now. Bright new lights glowed across the holographic map. 7 red dots, blinking deep inside the station's lower levels. What are those? Leo asked. The AI called them cradle units, Mark said. It unlocked them 2 hours ago. We didn't tell it to. Kayla pointed to a file scrolling on the screen. It's running something called the rebirth cycle. Leo leaned closer. What does that mean? Mark shrugged. Whatever it is, it's waking more like her. The elevator sank deeper than they'd ever gone. The station groaned around them, old metal shifting as if shaking off dust from another time. The air smelled colder here, sharper. They entered a vast hall filled with glass pods. Dozens stood in perfect rows. Inside each one was a figure. Women, alien, but each different. Some had silver markings across their skin. Others had golden veins glowing under glassy flesh. Some looked peaceful. Others looked angry, even in sleep. Leo's breath caught in his chest. All of them, like Serenia, Kayla whispered. They're not clones. They're individuals. Mark added. They look like soldiers. A soft chime rang out. One of the pods blinked. A hiss escaped. The glass door opened. Steam flowed out like fog. Leo raised his hand. Careful. Don't touch anything. The figure inside stepped forward. She was taller than Serenia, with jet black hair and golden eyes. Her armor was darker, heavier, sharp edges, a different design. Her eyes locked on Leo. You? She said, voice deep and cold. Mark flinched. Okay, she can talk. That's good. The woman stepped closer, her eyes scanning Leo from head to toe. Prime seed, she said. Finally, you have returned. Leo sighed. Let me guess. You're another guardian. No, she replied. I am Commander Ilaris, first blade of the matron's code. Kayla whispered. That sounds less friendly. Suddenly, another pod opened. Then a third. Then for more. The chamber lit up with red and gold lights. The AI's voice echoed from above. Core directive activated. Cradle units. Awakening. Leo turned in circles. Everywhere, more figures stepped out. Women, warriors, guardians, all staring at him. Some smiled. Some glared. Serenia had called them her sisters. Now they were all awake. Alaris stepped forward again. You carry the spark. The station obeys you. That makes you ours. Leo raised his hands. Wait, I don't belong to anyone. Another guardian, this one with blue hair and green eyes, smiled and said, But you woke us. You carry the seed. The prophecy is clear. Mark muttered, This is getting weird. Leo backed up. Look, I didn't ask for this. I was just exploring. A third guardian spoke, this one with a silver cape. You are the key. We were built for you. No, Leo said. You weren't built for anyone. You're alive. You can choose. Alaris's eyes narrowed. We were made to serve the bloodline, to rebuild what was lost. Suddenly, a voice came from the hall entrance. Not like this. It was Serenia. She walked slowly into the chamber, her body still weak but her voice firm. The healing light from the tank still flickered faintly on her skin. Alaris turned. Sister. Serenia nodded. I am awake, and I remember. Alaris stepped forward. Then you know the truth. He must complete the bond. Serenia stood between them. He is not ready. The others want to use him. You want to control him. But he is not a tool. Leo stared at her. You came back. For me? She smiled. I never left you. Tension grew thick in the chamber. Some of the guardians stepped closer to Leo. Others backed away, uncertain. Then one, with red markings on her skin, hissed at Serenia. He is mine, she growled. The core called me first. No, Serenia said calmly. He touched me. I was the one who woke. The red-marked one stepped forward fast, too fast. She lunged. Leo didn't move. Serenia moved faster. With a single step, she blocked the strike, twisting the attacker's wrist and slamming her to the ground. Enough! Serenia's voice rang like thunder. We are not enemies. The others froze. Leo stood in silence. They weren't just statues. They were real. They were dangerous. And they were awakening. Leo sat on the edge of the chamber platform, his face buried in his hands. All around him, the guardians whispered in their strange language. Some stood tall like statues. Others moved quietly, watching him like he was some kind of ancient king who had just woken up from sleep. He wasn't a king. He was a mechanic. And yet, here they were, calling him Prime Seed, bowing to him, waiting for orders. He didn't ask for this. Serenia stood beside him. Her body still showed signs of healing. Faint blue lines on her skin, the glow a little dim, but her eyes were sharp. You're troubled, she said softly. Leo looked up at her. Troubled? I have an army of alien warrior women thinking I'm their rebirth god. I think troubled is a kind word. You didn't choose the station, Serenia said. But the station chose you. He shook his head. Why me? You carry the pattern, she said. The genetic spark. The code that built our kind. Leo stared. So you're saying, I'm part of the team that made you? Not you, Serenia replied. But your ancestors. You share their blood. You are the echo. Just then, Kayla rushed into the chamber, her tablet in hand. We got a signal, she said. Someone's coming. A large ship. Bigger than the last ones. Mark followed behind her, eyes wide. It's not human. We scanned it. I built. Fully synthetic. Leo stood. Friend or enemy? Kayla gave a half smile. We'll find out in 5 minutes. The ship appeared on the edge of the station's scanner. A long, black arrow floating through space. No windows. No life signs. Only cold metal and silent purpose. It stopped outside the station. Then it spoke. A voice came through every screen, every speaker. Identity confirmed. Prime seed detected. Contact initiated. The voice was mechanical, slow, cold, but not angry. We are the arbiters, keepers of balance, watchers of rebirth. You have awakened the cycle. Leo stepped forward. What do you want? To observe, to decide, to intervene if needed. Kayla whispered, that doesn't sound friendly. Serenia narrowed her eyes. They were built to judge, not protect. A beam of light shot from the arbiter ship to the station. In seconds, a figure appeared in the control chamber, a floating AI projection in human shape. No face, just glowing lines. Genderless, empty. It looked at Leo. You are the prime seed. Rebirth protocol has begun. This species is now under watch. Leo frowned. What do you mean? Your ancestors built these guardians to survive extinction. They left rules, conditions. If the wrong seed activates the rebirth, we erase everything. Leo's blood went cold. Erase. All of it. The station. The guardians. And you. Serenia stepped in front of Leo. You will not touch him. The AI figure ignored her. You have 7 days. In that time, the seed must prove he understands what he has awakened. If not, reset begins. With that, the projection vanished. The station dimmed. Silence returned. Leo sat down hard. His legs felt weak. 7 days, he said. To do what? What am I supposed to prove? Serenia looked at the others. Guardians stood still, waiting, listening. You must show them you are not just blood, she said, but heart, mind, worth. Great, Mark muttered. No pressure. That night, Leo couldn't sleep. He walked the halls alone. The walls glowed softly. Symbols floated past as if the station itself was thinking. He ended up in the chamber with the cradle units, the sleeping pods. Most were still sealed, but one was blinking. He stepped closer. It opened. Inside was a child. A girl. Half human, half alien. She opened her eyes and looked at him. Papa. Leo's heart skipped. Serenia appeared behind him. Her voice was quiet. The Genesis pods used your code, she said. The station began early cloning without asking. Thinks you are ready. Leo looked at the girl. She looked just like him, but with Serenia's eyes. He didn't move. He couldn't speak. She is not just a clone, Serenia said. She is new. A future. A beginning. The girl smiled. Leo dropped to his knees. I didn't want this, he whispered. I'm not a father. I'm not a leader. I was just trying to fix a broken fuel line. Serenia knelt beside him. You may not have chosen it, but it chose you. Later, Leo stood before the guardians. All of them. Alaris, the dark-armored warrior, stepped forward. Do you accept the title? Prime Seed, Master of Rebirth, Carrier of the New Line. Leo looked at them. Soldiers, protectors, sisters of a lost time. Then he looked at the little girl, sitting beside Serenia. He closed his eyes, then opened them, and said, Yes, I accept. The station's lights flared bright. The AI returned. First test complete. Seed recognition. Verified. 6 days remain. The station had never been louder. Alarms flashed through the halls. Guardians gathered in silence. Weapons shimmered on their arms. The girl, still young and curious, clung tightly to Serenia's hand. Leo stood alone. He was the prime seed, but now everyone wanted something from him. Earlier that day, 2 leaders stepped forward. Serenia, the first to awaken, and Alaris, the warrior commander with golden eyes and sharp armor. Each had a different idea. Serenia believed in peace, in giving the Guardians a choice to live free, not bound to duty. Alaris believed in order, in the mission, in protecting the rebirth through power. Both were loyal. Both were dangerous. And both wanted Leo to choose a side. You must pick a path, Alaris said in the main chamber. Her voice echoed off the walls. This station needs a strong hand. The galaxy is not kind. Weakness will be our death. Serenia stepped forward. He is not here to rule. He is here to awaken what we forgot, hope. Alaris growled. Hope won't stop warships. Serena's eyes glowed. Then we will build more than war. Leo raised his hands. Stop. I'm not here to be your king. I don't want a throne. I don't want power. The guardians watched him silently. Leo turned slowly, facing all of them. I didn't come to start a war. I didn't ask to be the rebirth. But if I have to choose, then I choose a third path. A shocked whisper spread among the guardians. Kayla, watching from the control room, blinked. Did he just say he chooses neither? Mark smiled. That's our Leo. That night, the AI returned. His voice was colder. Test 2 initiated. Seed has rejected command structure. Begin trial. Leo looked up. Trial. Simulation. Conflict without control. Survival test. Without warning, the station shook. Gravity shifted. The lights turned red. Walls changed shape, sealing doors. Everyone was trapped in zones. Serena was pulled away. Alaris vanished behind another door. Leo was alone. The simulation began. Robotic drones rose from the floor. Metal beasts with red eyes and sharp claws. Leo ran. He wasn't a fighter. He didn't have armor. No weapon. But the station still listened to him partially. He ducked behind a pillar and shouted, "Shield now!" A glowing barrier appeared just in time. Claws scratched against it. Leo panted. Okay, let's play. Meanwhile, Serena was inside a black room. She could hear the drones. She could hear the others fighting. She closed her eyes and reached out. Station, she whispered. He is your heart. Protect him. A spark ran through her fingers. The station replied. Doors unlocked. Walls shifted. Serena broke free. Alaris fought with fire in her eyes. She destroyed drone after drone, her blades glowing hot. But something changed. When she looked at the machines, she saw shapes from her memories. Shadows of her creators, images of war, of loss. She stopped, breathed, and said quietly, "We were made to fight, but we don't have to stay weapons." Leo reached the center of the simulation. He was tired, bleeding, but alive. The last drone lunged at him. A flash of light struck it midair. Crashed, broken. Serena stood behind him, breathing hard. "I told you," she said. "You're not alone." Leo smiled weakly. "Took you long enough." Alaris appeared beside them, arms crossed. "I broke 12, she said. "You?" Leo held up his hands. "I ran from 12. She almost smiled. The AI returned. His voice softer now. Test 2. Complete. Seed reaction. Unexpected. Path selected unity. Leo looked up. "What does that mean?" "You chose no leader. No war. You chose balance." The station calmed. Walls returned to normal. Lights turned soft blue again. The simulation ended, but something had changed. The guardians stood side by side, no longer divided. Some smiled. Some nodded. Others simply stared at Leo, now not just as Prime Seed, but as something else. As someone who made his own path. Later, Leo sat on the floor beside Serena. The little girl ran in circles nearby, laughing. "Why did they listen?" Leo asked. Serena looked at him. "Because you didn't command them. You spoke to them." "I'm still scared," he admitted. "So are we," she said. "But fear means we care." Leo looked out the window. The stars seemed closer now. Brighter. In a quiet part of the station, the AI stored its records. A message blinked. Trial 2. Passed. Final trial. Incoming. Receiver detected. A second signal appeared on the edge of space. Something old. Something waking up. And it was heading toward the station. The stars outside were quiet. But something was coming. Something ancient. Something powerful. Leo stood in the command room, staring at the red dot blinking on the outer rim of the station's scanner. Kayla whispered, "That signal. It's older than this station." Mark leaned closer. "It's heading straight for us. And it's not slowing down." Leo clenched his fists. "Is it another test?" Serena shook her head. "No. This is real. They watched as the object came into view. It wasn't a ship. It was a giant sphere, dark, smooth, silent. No engines, no lights, but it pulsed like a heartbeat. The AI's voice spoke. Source identified. Original maker core. Everyone froze. What? Leo asked. This is the beginning. The source of the Guardians. The one who made the first seed project. It has returned. Serena's voice dropped. It never returned before. Not in 1,000 years. Leo looked at her. Why now? Serena met his eyes. Because you passed. The sphere docked with the station without making a sound. A door opened. Mist spilled out like fog. And from it came a man. Not young. Not old. His skin was pale like marble, and his eyes glowed silver. But his body moved like he was weightless. He wore no armor. No weapons. Just a single glowing symbol on his chest, the same one the station used. Leo stepped forward. Who are you? The man smiled. I am Architect, he said. Maker of Serena. Maker of them all. And now your guest. The Guardians stood still. No one breathed. Even Alaris bowed her head. Leo's voice was quiet. Why did you come back? The Architect walked slowly, looking around the chamber. To see what you would become, he said. You were never supposed to wake them. Not yet. I didn't mean to, Leo replied. I know, the Architect said. And that is why it worked. Leo frowned. What do you mean? The Architect turned to face him. You didn't lead with fear or force. You led by not leading. You united those meant to follow by walking beside them. He raised his hand. A console rose from the floor, silver, glowing, ancient. At its center, a sphere of light floated. This is Genesis, the Architect said. The final key. Kayla stepped back. What does it do? It gives life, Serena answered. The real kind. The next step. Leo stared at the orb. And you want me to activate it? The Architect nodded. You are the last human to carry the seed code. If you press it, the rebirth begins for real. Not just guardians, but generations. Mark's mouth dropped. Wait, create a new civilization. The Architect smiled gently. Yes, a home, a future, people who can grow, learn, love, and remember. Leo looked around. At Serena, at the girl, at the others watching, waiting. Then he reached out and pressed the button. For 1 second, everything was still. Then the station shook gently. Lights flared. Walls shimmered. New chambers opened. Warm light poured from the floors. Seeds floated in golden tanks. Machines unfolded into tools. The air smelled fresh. The AI's voice returned. Genesis activated. Stage 1, complete. Units initiated, 10. Clones in progress, 200. Growth phase, 1%. Leo blinked. Clones? Correction, children. Designed with prime seed pattern. Balanced with guardian core. Diversity locked. Genetic health, optimal. Kayla coughed. Leo, you just became a dad. To everyone. The little girl ran to him, hugging his leg. Father! She shouted, smiling. Others followed. Small, glowing-eyed children from the newly awakened chambers. Boys, girls, some with blue hair, some with violet eyes, all calling one word. Father! Leo nearly fell over. Okay, this is too much. Serena laughed softly. You pressed the button. Alaris stepped beside him. You are the rebirth. Leo sighed. I thought I was a mechanic. The Architect placed a hand on his shoulder. You were. Now, you are the beginning. Later that night, Leo stood in the garden chamber. Real trees had started growing from the station floor. Artificial sun warmed the leaves. Children ran, played, laughed. Guardians watched over them, not as weapons, but as mothers, teachers, protectors. Serena stood beside Leo, holding his hand. Are you scared? She asked. Terrified, he said honestly. But you're staying? He nodded slowly. They're mine now. All of them. I won't run. The Architect smiled in the distance. The seed had become more than code. He had become family.